Alright, guys and gal, this is the extended version. I'm back, and what we're going to do is we're going to discuss a few things on this van and a few things that I'd like to do with it. First, I want to tell you that this is the PT Cruiser engine, this 2.4 dual overhead cam. This comes in a turbo, a low output turbo, and a high output turbo variety. It wouldn't be too out of the question to throw a turbo on this. But right here, we've got the 3-speed transmission, 31TH automatic transmission, very small, reliable transmission. These motors have a water pump that run off of the timing gear. So in order to change the water pump, you basically have to pull half the motor up out and set it here. Me and my girlfriend did it in 1 or 2 nights, so it wasn't a problem. But yeah, 2.4 dual overhead cam. This is actually a family member's car. A little backstory on it: it ran so hot that it shut off and would not start up again. And then when it came to me, it was just pouring water out of the timing cover. So we got all that fixed, and here we are now with a rough idle and needing brake pads, normal stuff. So I'm gonna wrap up this brake job, and I'll hop in here with the bidirectional scan tool and show you how to raise your idle on your vehicle. We also put a windshield wiper motor in there. Oh yeah, and you really shouldn't leave your brake caliper hanging like this. This thing was a pain. Both of these were really hard to compress with the C-clamp. See, I about bent my C-clamp in down there at the bottom. So a little trick you can do is you can pop that bleeder valve open. You really shouldn't have to, but if you're having any issues, just pop that bleeder valve open a little bit while you're clamping it back in. Go all the way in with it, and then tighten it back up whenever you've got your brake pads installed. So yeah, so once your brake pads are in like that, go on and have that tight, and see how easy it just glides on there. Then it's way better just to go on and have 2 lug nuts holding it. I learned that a long time ago. A lot of you guys probably already know this, but I'm just going over the basics here. Next, whenever you're putting in your pins here, your screws, these little slides, you'll want to, let me see if I can get it focusing here. Come on. These little slides right here, you'll know what I'm talking about if you're doing the job. Push those back and get it to where they line up with the hoe, and you'll feel it whenever they connect. And don't go all the way in. I don't. Just put the tip in right there, get it started, and then come on down here to the bottom and put the tip in before you stick it all the way in there too. Oh yeah, and I just wanted to add, it might make it easier if you turn the wheel the way, so it's easier to get it on. So as you see right there, those little pins, just kind of push those back with your fingers. When I was young, these used to give me trouble all the time. There's the little electric jack. Shout out to Fin Schwa from China for sending me that bad boy. It's I think it's rated at 3 tons. It does great for little stuff like that. There's the company right there. I'll link it below and link their Amazon. I think you can get them for $47 or even 47 or 50, something like that. So yeah, once you get it like that, just tighten it in. Just wanted to say, I think I'm gonna gear this channel around buying used vehicles, just cheap transportation. I bought this van about 4 years ago for $300. When I got it, the reverse was out. I fixed the reverse using a simple technique that I've used with other transmissions that wouldn't pull in a certain gear. we'll talk more on that on the next video. But shout out to Blue Devil parts. And if you have any transmission issues, just hit me up. I brought a couple reverses back using Blue Devil and a couple other techniques. But yeah, I gave $300 for this thing. Haven't really had to do too much to it besides the last 6 months to a year, just regular maintenance. A couple things have been breaking down on it. Fuel pump. I got the fuel pump online for $30. It was I think 180 or somewhere around that at AutoZone. I got one used on, or actually new on eBay, and hooked it up, and it was a little loud, made a whining noise. I messaged the guy and asked him if that was normal. He gave me a complete refund and no questions asked. I was like, whoa, you have to do that. So I can't stress it enough. Buy parts off of eBay. There's a lot of nice people on there selling quality parts. Now, there was one time I had to pull that CV axle out, and there was an axle seal in there that broke apart, and transmission fluid was pouring out of this thing like crazy. I thought it was a goner. Now that I think about it, that was actually right after I got the reverse back. So the method that I'm going to tell you is do it at your own risk. It could cause more problems. But if your engine's not pulling, just go and stick it in the gear that's not pulling. Like, say if you're not going in reverse, stick it in reverse, have some Blue Devil in there, rev it up to about 3,000 RPMs, 2.5, 3,000 RPMs. Hold it. You should feel it start to try to kick in. Just keep holding it. Do that for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Drive it back. Park it. Then the next day that you get in it, the reverse should be back. That is the more dramatic thing you can do. Now, first, just start with Blue Devil transmission sealer. Whether you have a leak or not, a lot of times it'll seal little valves and stuff that are inside the transmission, little reverse gear seals. And you won't even have to do that. But yeah, I've had that work on a Chevy S10. I brought reverse back in 2 Dodges. One by just pouring Blue Devil in it. I think it sealed it somewhere, and then another one by doing that method there. But yeah, that is a do at your own risk. I had a Chevy S10 one time, not the one that's on the channel. It didn't want to pull in the mornings. I would drop it in drive, push it down to about 2,000 RPMs. It would start to slowly catch. I could drive it around my block, bring it back to the house. After that, could drive it all day long, no problems. But just didn't want to get going in the morning. And if you just kind of, I don't know if it's pushing the fluid through there, creating more pressure, maybe blocking a transcooler, unblocking a transcooler, something like that. If you guys know, let me know in the comments.